Another episode of Funky and the Champ. I'm fat. Jamal's like skinny fat. Right? You're skinny fat.
Take it back.
Today I chose violence.
I'm suing. Sue them. I had the mute on for the fight. Sorry, Daniel. I did mute you.
You guys are gonna be lifetime enemies because of the shit you say the moment you get a microphone in your face. Bro, you're crazy.
Brand new episode of Funky and the Champ. I'm Daniel Cormier. That has been Askren. We're at my house in my side living room, and Ben and I are gonna chat. What's up, Ben? Welcome.
Beautiful neighborhood.
Thank you.
You know, I went on a run at Gilroy Park. Everyone was friendly. They said hi. I thought that was a Midwestern thing, but
No,
you know,
California's nice.
everyone made eye contact and said hello. It's a very nice place.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad you came, man. But I was kind of wanting to talk to you about your salary for this camp. I can't really afford to pay you what you normally make. So
Okay.
once I got you here, now I can tell you that.
I'll just take like a spare set of golf clubs and put them on eBay or something. You know, I did that once. You want to hear something crazy?
What did you do?
You remember, I don't even know, well, we're past the statute of limitations because this was 11 years ago now.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the egg on pro wrestling with him, right?
Yeah.
For wrestling. And on the third show, the deal was like we were splitting the costs. Well, my man didn't pay for his portion, right? But the third one was that we hosted it. So I had the mat. So I just said, I'm keeping the mat until you pay your portion. Never paid his portion, I still got the mat.
Oh my God.
How funny is that?
You thought.
No, I blocked him because he just sent me crazy texts all the time.
Don't do my man
What?
like that, man. That's my man.
Oh, that was a funny one. So sometimes you got to go, you know, you got to circle around.
Circle around to get paid.
Yeah.
I got you, Ben. I'll
Yeah.
pay you whatever
Yeah.
it takes. But listen, let's not talk about wrestling because we can do that all day.
I saw that set of golf clubs. It was really nice.
Got some nice golf clubs. But I'll pay you whatever to not take my golf clubs. I'm golf obsessed to the point that I live at a golf course now. But it's been now 10 days since the press conference had never happened.
Yes.
Isn't it odd that like nothing's being said about it, which is crazy because normally there are leaks.
Yes.
There are people talking about
Well,
things.
Ariel's trying to talk, but he's
But
not putting much out there.
He can't say he doesn't know much.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know much, he's kind of speculating.
Yeah.
So he'll go on a rant and not really say much at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No one else is saying anything. No, it is pretty wild. Usually things get out there really, really quickly. And so you have two distinct possibilities. Number one, negotiating tactic by Conor. And number two, injury for Conor. Those are your two possibilities.
Yeah, but I think something's really wrong.
Okay.
Because last week when it happened,
Yeah.
it seemed like Conor was trying to do things to make people go, he's okay. Then he went dark, put some old videos up. He put a video up that he deleted just recently that said,
About being injured or something.
yes,
Yeah.
if you're not injured a little bit, how could you possibly not be fighting and not a warrior, all this other stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, it got pulled down, of course, because that's what they do, tweet and delete.
Well, the other thing that the UFC did last week, I don't remember when we recorded, but the one thing that it shows you they're serious when they do this, they pull his fights off YouTube.
Why did they do that?
That's what they do. I don't know. It's like a big double middle fingers.
So maybe, but
Diaz style.
To me, that would feel like negotiations,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
That-
Yes.
If it's like they're taking your stuff off because they're mad at you,
Yeah.
that feels more like negotiations
Yes.
as opposed
Yeah.
to any type of injury.
Yes. So it could be. I have a feeling in me. I've been hearing rumors of injury, but part of me says it is negotiation, and Conor is stuck in we'll say 2015 through 18, where he was that big and he could do that.
But
and
he still is.
But he's not.
But he still
no,
is.
because listen,
Absolutely.
you're comparing the two entities, right? So the UFC is at this place where they're essentially a cash machine for Endeavor. They're kicking ass, taking names,
Yeah,
and you know it's
They're
like
doing it without Conor.
yeah, and almost. I mean, he hasn't fought, right? So they're doing it without Conor. And like last week they were in Louisville. Maybe was that where they were? Okay, Louisville, and the card wasn't very good, and they still did like a $3 million gate. It's nuts.
Yeah, well, they're printing money at this point.
Yes.
But Conor still moves a needle. You can't sit up here, Ben.
No.
You can't sit up here and pretend that he's not that same guy when there is a $21 million game.
I'm not saying he's not that guy. I'm saying UFC is at a different position in
UFC
their
is not looking
trajectory.
at him as the
Yeah,
same way
correct,
they are.
correct. Because they're bigger, they're stronger. They have a really, really healthy fan base who's going to tune in almost no matter who shows up to fight.
They didn't watch UFC 301, bro. You
But
didn't watch
they said, no, it was 302. They said did like 600,000 pay-per-views, which that's good. That's really good. Like
but that's what people don't understand. 500,000 buys
It's
is
good.
a good number.
Yes. Mhm.
Like a really good number.
Yeah.
And
Well, and that's also the UFC in their kind of older business model used to be so dependent on the pay-per-views, right? Because they'd have all these small shows and they'd make all their money in the pay-per-views. And now they have the contract with ESPN where they're going to get paid for every single show no matter what. And so the pay-per-views are more like bonuses, if you will.
Well, my understanding of the ESPN deal is they pay the UFC a number of buys.
Yes.
I don't know if that's numbers, 300,
Yeah, yeah.
400, 500. But every pay-per-view is priced at a certain buy rate.
Yeah.
And then all the pay-per-views goes to ESPN.
Yeah.
So when ESPN, now I don't know this is fact,
Yeah.
but a couple years ago when the deal was made, or a few years ago, it was spoken like they're paying UFC for a certain amount and then they get the buys. So when Conor comes, it's all systems go, let's blow this
Yeah.
up because now we're making money.
Yeah.
Because if we're paying 300, if we're paying 400,000 pay-per-view buys per show,
Yeah.
and Conor sells 2 million, we just got 5 pay-per-views worth to pay.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? We got 5 pay-per-views worth to pay. So, what happens if Conor doesn't fight, it really changes everything.
Yeah.
So my thing for you, Ben, is this. If he doesn't, because
Can I put one more thought in there? So I was thinking about this because I was thinking about the possible negotiating tactics. I love thinking through negotiating tactics of like business people, right? So the one thing that I was thinking is Conor put out this narrative that he's going to fight like 3 times, right? Remember this? He kept saying, "I'll fight this time, this time, and this time." And that's one thing where it's like if you're the UFC and you're looking at Conor, you're saying, well, it's gonna be 1 time and that's it, right? Versus like someone who comes over and say they fight 8 times or 10 times, that's much different. So if he's saying, oh, I'm gonna fight 3 times, like, oh, we got Conor for 3 times. But if it's really only 1 time, it's just not that big of a deal. And so I bet that's kind of what they're sniffing out is, he doesn't really, really want to fight that much.
See, so that's my thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you and I differ, right? I believe, Daniel, I believe this.
What's up?
If you're gone for so long and you decide to come back, he lives a life that's very lavish, that's exotic, that's exciting. But when he decides to come back, there's commercials.
Yeah.
There's hype.
Yep.
There's big gates.
Yeah.
He gets to feel something that even in his biggest portions of life outside of fighting, he doesn't get.
Correct.
You miss that. And if 3 years removed, especially from an injury like that to a guy you had beaten before, you're all in. You're all in.
Here, let me give you the but. The but is, listen, Dan, it still sounds great if you said, hey, Ben, I'll get you a fight in 6 months. I'm like, oh, it kind of sounds fun, right? Sounds fun. But then there's the reality of it. Like, that sounds fun. I love making the walk. I love going in the cage. It's great. But then it's like, wait, but if I do that, I got to train every day.
Yep.
Right? And then my ego could take a hit, right? Like, and that's for Conor, like, I mean, I guess in his last one was a loss, right? So, but people kind of forget about it, And so the tactic I told Michael to use like a year ago or something, because I think it's so bad for him to be sitting around for 2 years, and now it's going to be potentially longer.
He still won't fight anybody else.
Is Conor a real fighting man anymore? Or was Conor once a fighting man and now no longer? You might be famous, you might be rich, but you're not a fighting man anymore.
It's hard to be a fighting man when you're rich.
It is, of course.
It's hard to be a fighting man.
But don't you think he still wants that same respect?
He wants the respect.
Yes.
He wants the
admiration,
the adulation. He wants people to love what he does.
Yes.
But ultimately, because you know what's crazy about it? If he never fought again, the memories of what he did before would be enough to sustain his legacy.
Yeah.
It's enough.
But what if he keeps losing?
That happened to Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
If Anderson would have stopped, but then when you start losing to Uriah Hall and all
then it stains you. Yeah.
Conor's still fighting and losing to the best in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's losing.
Well, he's not really still fighting. It's been.
Well, when he fights, right? Dustin Poirier was still one of the best in the world. He lost to Khabib and Dustin.
Yes.
Those are the guys he lost
Yeah.
to. So he's still losing to the best. So if you walk away with that as your last 3 defeats, because everybody's like, these 2 guys are fighting. It's the biggest fight in history, and they're 2-3 in their last fights, both of them.
Yeah.
You know who Michael Chandler lost to?
Good people. It was Poirier, Oliveira, and someone else good.
Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje.
The best in the world.
Yeah.
Conor lost to Khabib and Dustin Poirier twice.
Yeah.
The best in the world. Very few fighters. Right? You take all those guys, Charles, Dustin, Justin, Michael, Conor. If they all fight in a circle, records are going to look pretty similar.
Well, 100%. And obviously, Michael had some really good moments. I think, I believe in all of those fights, he had really good moments.
Mike's too. Listen to this.
What?
Let me put something in perspective for you. Now, I don't think it's, and please don't take this as a knock to Michael Chandler.
I thought you were going to give him some props because I said he was like.
I do. He fights everybody.
Okay.
But Mike's 2 wins are against Tony Ferguson and
Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker.
Yeah, those aren't great wins, but to bolster Michael's case, it's like in all of the fights you mentioned that he lost, there was moments where you thought he might win.
Well, like
Oliveira, you thought he might win for a minute.
First round, he killed Oliveira.
Yep.
He beat Dustin Poirier in the first round too.
No, second, right? Didn't he beat him in the second? He lost the first and won the second.
He wrestled him down the whole time. The round that he won.
That was the second. Yeah.
He wrestled his ass off the round that he won.
Yeah.
But then ultimately Dustin got him. Dustin got him tired and submitted him.
Yes.
Which is kind of, but like, these guys are losing to the best dudes in the world. They're not losing to bums. They're not losing to easy people.
Yeah.
Most of those guys would have very similar records if they fought that level of competition. But Conor McGregor he really is at a very, he's at a very big point in his career now. Because if he doesn't fight, if he doesn't make that walk,
I don't think he's going to.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
If I'm being completely honest.
You're finally on my side because we've been on opposite sides of this for a while. We've been on opposite sides of this since like 2022.
I know. If I'm being completely honest, as we get 10 days away and we're 16 days away from the fight, I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it either. And so then it becomes, who can the UFC replace him with? Because you're right, there's no one of that magnitude. And then they also, if you think of supply demand, well, it's not a large supply because he only fights once every 3 years, right? So people were really excited for this fight.
Yep.
Who do they replace him with? And then, he's the main event,
it's all going to be a disappointment. If he doesn't fight, it'll be a disappointment. I think what you have to do is you got to do 2 title fights now.
Yeah. Who's the second fight on that card? Was it Machado, Gary, and Michael Page?
No.
What? That fight's not done?
It was supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, but then Khalil Roundtree had steroids, pop neck, bad supplement, or whatever, and now he's fighting Carlos Ulberg. But again, that's the dangers in Conor McGregor, right? You don't have to put a fight under him. It's boxing. It's the old boxing model. You put him in there, and everybody's gonna watch regardless. So it doesn't matter who fights under him. But I think you have to do 2 title fights. And you got to try to blow it up. But the reality is...
How can you get 2 title fights together in 16 days?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that's why we're not hearing anything.
So, one of the funny things is Drakus was just saying yesterday that he's agreed to Adesanya in, I think, Perth, Australia. But he said, he keeps saying, well, I don't know why it hasn't been announced or confirmed or whatever. I don't remember exactly what word he used.
Izzy said he's ready to fight you now.
So then it's like, remember when he was a Joker and said he'd take 4 years off or something preposterous? Yeah. That was so dumb. So dumb. So maybe they're considering that one because, if Drake is out there saying, I've said yes to everything.
But that's in August, not in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that, well, you know what the UFC does? They say, how much money you need. And then, if you're somewhat in the ballpark, they'll say, okay, here you go. That's what they do.
Well, that's what happened with me and Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
It was like, we need a main event. Will you fight this guy? And I was like, well, how about this amount? It's like, sure. Okay, main event, 3 weeks. I'm fighting.
Nice.
But it's like, it's not always that easy. But $21 million gate, right? How do you sustain that?
Well, kind of what I think is it is International Fight Week, and so this is the week where all the fans fly in. Maybe they've already paid for their flights. They're going to say, screw it, I'm going to go anyways. A lot of them, right? Because if the main event changes, then you can get a refund, right? That's the law, by law. So, yeah, maybe they say, I already got my ticket. I got my hotel room. I'm going to go to the topless pool in Vegas. I'm partying with the boys. F it, I might as well go anyways.
I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be
Or you think they'll try to sell all their tickets on a secondhand market to stay at the topless pool?
Might look at it. You know, I went to one of those before in my life.
A topless
there
pool?
was like a pool at the Mandalay Bay or MGM.
Yeah.
One of them.
It's Mandalay.
Mandalay Bay.
I didn't go. Wait, did I go? I might have went with Michael Chandler in 2013, actually.
So,
14. You know what it was the year? You know, it was the year. I know what year it was. Someone wanted us to go, and I don't actually remember if we went in or not. I don't recall. It was the year they did. Do you remember this? It was only one time they ever did this. They did 3 fights on International Fight Week.
I fought.
It was.
It was when I fought Stipe. It was
it was.
No, I fought. It was International Fight
The
Week.
Sunday card was B.J. Penn and Frankie Edgar.
Yes.
And I remember.
On Friday, it was
It was tough finale. Yeah.
I fought on Saturday. I think
Okay.
it was 2018. No.
Was it Weidman versus Silva on that one or something?
That's when it was.
That was, yeah.
And, no, they did it when I fought Stipe too. But you're talking about the weekend that Anderson Silva fought.
Yes, that one,
It was tough on Friday. Anderson Weidman Saturday.
And I remember on Sunday, everyone was like hungover. It was so low energy. Like, I've never been to a fight that was that low energy. Everyone was just done.
It was crazy, man.
Yes.
Those were crazy times. But again, that's when the UFC was trying to like, build
Yep.
themselves to who they are today. Last thing about McGregor before we move on.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. But now everybody knows he's been the topless pool.
It's debatable. I may have been or may not have been.
You don't drink, do you?
I don't drink.
So you would know.
Well, I remember we were there and it was like someone wanted us to go and I just don't remember if we actually went in. Obviously, it must not have been that memorable of an experience because
It's not great.
I don't really remember.
It's not
It's
great.
probably a bunch of overweight older ladies or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
not
that.
great.
Yeah.
It's not great. I remember being there. It's not great. With a bunch of wrestlers. Because the wrestlers, they talk you into doing it because they're like, oh, let's go there.
Yeah,
Wasn't great. If Conor McGregor doesn't fight, is it over? Like, is this the end?
I mean,
Chael said he's retiring if he doesn't fight.
Yeah, I've been saying it's the end. You know, he's probably going to use the tactic where he keeps like, and you know, he's obviously went very far into it this time, but he keeps saying he's going to come back because that does keep people interested because to your point, that fame or that attraction, it is a little bit like a drug. And like, you know, I would say like 90%, 95% of my life, I'm happy the fact that I'm retired and I'm kind of like, I live in Wisconsin, everyone leaves me alone, I don't really do anything.
That's how it is for me here. I love it.
Yeah, but once in a while, it's like, maybe you want some of the attention. It was kind of fun to, you know, say, hey, when you fight, who you're fighting, you know, big build up, everyone's excited, that type of thing. It's kind of fun. So I think maybe he'll keep throwing that out there. Maybe he does some type of celebrity boxing match or something. Who knows if UFC lets him. They'll probably be pissed at him after this one, so they probably will say, like, no, or attempt to say no. So, yeah, I would say he's done with serious fighting.
How does Jake Paul say, I'll save UFC 303 by beating Sean O'Malley? When Jake Paul is signed to the PFL and Sean O'Malley fights at 135 pounds.
I don't know. Hey, tell me you wouldn't watch it.
But did you see that?
Tell me you wouldn't watch
How
it.
does that make sense, though?
It doesn't make any sense. You're allowed to tweet whatever you want.
But
you can tweet whatever the hell you want.
But then he tweets the PFL.
What the PFL say?
I don't know.
Yeah, they probably didn't say nothing.
They're just like, PFL, let's go.
Who do you think wins that?
You think Sean O'Malley can fight Jake Paul?
Well, so I was thinking, I mean, Jake Paul has no takedowns. And Sean,
he's a wrestler.
He was a very average high school wrestler.
In
very
one
average.
of the best states.
No, Logan was a state placer. Jake was meh. Okay.
But Jake was a wrestler in one of the best states in the country.
Okay, that's fair. But he does have, we'll say, you know, Sean's probably like a 150, probably real weight.
165.
You think he's that big?
Yeah, he's tall. Skinny.
He's tall, but he's so skinny though. So I don't know, let's say 40-pound weight advantage?
Yeah.
40, 45, something like that. It's a lot of weight.
But is Sean O'Malley gonna be like that guy, like DJ? Like that guy Bradley Martin was like, I can beat Demetrius Johnson in grappling. He's like a no boy.
That guy's a fucking idiot. I would actually like to fight that guy. Just because, like, I don't like people who fake like they can actually fight. Like Like, you can't fight, bro. You're the big, strong guy.
Yeah, you
like,
know what I'm talking about?
yeah, he annoys the shit out of me.
DJ would get him.
Well, yeah, I'd make him cry.
DJ's like a 25
Yeah, he would wear him
Does
out.
Sean O'Malley have that skill set like DJ? Because DJ is.
Yeah, I think I would favor Sean in a
beat
mixed
Jake
martial.
Paul.
Yeah, because Jake's never done anything with kicking. Maybe he has maybe a little bit of wrestling background. But Sean's a relatively good grappler also. Maybe if you need to use it, could jump on his back like a spider monkey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. To me, I'm like, wait, don't people just get goofy? Like when stuff happens, like everybody gets so goofy. I don't know about the goofy.
Well, they got a lot of attention. We're talking about it, right?
Yeah, and also then like Mike Tyson gets hurt last week.
Well, I thought Jake Paul was fighting Mike Perry now.
Wait, what?
I thought that was announced on Twitter. Am I going crazy?
Yeah, you're going crazy because the Mike Tyson fight got rescheduled.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. We talked about this.
Long time ago, but it's like, I think that's enough, right? Mike being fucking carted off, having the emergency land the plane, like.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't like Jake Paul failed a lie detector test
He did.
about Mike Tyson? Yeah.
What?
I swear to God, he did like a lie.
What? You're making this up now.
I swear to God, Jake Paul did like a lie detector test on if he's concerned about Mike Tyson, and he failed it.
So he said he is concerned.
Check it. Check your phone.
Well, you should be. Hold on. You should be.
I'm using my thing. Check your phone.
Okay. Well, I'm using my phone. My
It'll
phone's a
keep going,
timer.
it'll keep going. But like, check your phone. Watch. Put Jake Paul lie
Did
detector
Jake
test.
Paul fail a lie detector test?
He fails the lie detector
Did you
test.
fall off your test?
Ow. He fails, look, awkwardly feels like when asked whether he really will beat Mike Tyson. Also, he doesn't believe he'll beat Mike.
What?
I swear to God, this is crazy. This was yesterday, bro.
You're so dumb.
Jake Paul awkwardly fails a lie detector test when asked whether he will really beat Mike Tyson. While the combat sports community is confident Jake will emerge when he goes against Mike, the YouTuber himself isn't quite as certain, with the lie detector test revealing.
Wow. Those things are, they're
So
false.
you think this is false?
I don't know. Bloody
You Googled
elbow.
it right away.
Yeah, bloody elbow. This looks like a garbage website. There's no real
Here's the
websites on
problem.
here.
Here's the problem.
But he's an actor. He's a thespian.
problem.
So he maybe is faking this because
You deal with trash sites all the time.
I do.
Twitter.
No, I Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's the greatest source of information.
You have some person that has like 20 followers, and you repeat it on the show. Somebody has 20 followers, and you're like, well, this guy said, and then you're like saying their usernames. You're saying their usernames, dog.
Oh my
What's
God.
going on with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? It's all crazy.
Yeah,
And now you think
I told you why I thought Mike was fighting Jake, right? Because he thought it helped boxing, and
But Mike doesn't have money problems at all.
that's what I'm saying. Because I think he thinks it's helping boxing bring more attention to the sport of boxing. Mike probably loves, like I love wrestling and you love wrestling. Mike probably loves boxing because what it did for him as a person, and he wants to give back. And that's why I took that damn Jordan Burroughs match, because it's like I want to put wrestling on as big of a pedestal as possible. You know, it's like, and I love what wrestling did for me in my life, and I got to assume that's what he's doing there.
You know, for me, the whole thing is silly. I think Jake Paul saying he's gonna fight Sean O'Malley. There's contracts for a reason, bro. Like, you don't get to sign with a company like the PFL and then all of a sudden go, well, I'm gonna go help the UFC. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
I just think like this world that we live in, you could just say all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And none of it even matters. None of it's true. And
some of it's true.
What?
Well,
what has happened? Let me ask you this. This is a question.
Well, there's nothing true on Twitter? This is a dumb take.
Let me ask you this though.
What?
What has happened from all that shit that they say when all these guys make these big takes and these big, what has actually happened?
I mean, are we saying
Jake has not fought Mike Tyson yet.
Okay.
Jake has not fought Mike Perry. He had a beef with him. Jake has they don't happen.
Why are we talking about Jake Paul?
But all these celebrity things, like I'm talking all of them.
Well, Jake Paul, okay. Unfortunately, as you witnessed it, I unfortunately lost to Jake Paul.
I get it.
And so did a few other people.
I get it.
So he's fought some people.
No, yes, but I'm talking about like, not that, right? I'm talking about like when he goes to Twitter or when somebody else.
But Conor does this all the time. Conor does it incessantly.
Circling back,
Yeah.
right? It's like, but again, it's like we buy into all these things, but some of it seems so ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I think I know exactly what it is. Unfortunately, you don't experience this problem at all because you probably have way too much going. You should probably do less in life, honestly, Daniel.
Really?
Probably, most likely.
Why?
because you're fucking nuts. You do everything all the time. Like you're doing like 27 things. But there's a lot of people who don't have a lot going on in their life, and they read some crazy internet rumor, and then they get to go talk to their buddy about it, and it gives them some joy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I love internet rumors. Who doesn't?
No, I do too. I do too. I just think that a lot of times, like, we're just not, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sean O'Malley's not fighting him. Sean O'Malley's fighting Marab. Conor McGregor now is not fighting Michael Chandler, you think? You think Michael...
Whoa, did you just announce it?
I'm saying you think...
I said no. I think no. I was actually thinking...
He's going to fight somebody else.
He really should. And I don't know who he fights when you look at the division. You want a big name, someone fun, but Justin's not going to get in there. Dustin's not going to get in there. Like, Charles isn't going to get in there. Who do you put him against? I'm not really certain.
Hey, what about when Charles Oliveira said he would be the backup fighter, but he had some demands?
Oh, that happened?
Yes. Can you believe that?
No.
If you're going to be the backup fighter for Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, you just beat Michael. You just, okay, you guys want to pay me? Pay me. I just want to be the guy that if Michael Chandler gets hurt, I'm fighting Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
You don't put demands. He had demands.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Chael Sonnen's fighting Anderson Silva this weekend.
I know, Chael. I hope you do well, buddy. You know what? I said he at least looks like he's having a great time. Every time I watch a video, it looks like he's having a good time. Chael, I'm so happy you're having a good time.
You beat?
What is likely that Chael beats Anderson in boxing?
Not happening.
This is not very good.
He said part of the reason you guys think that is because you're not equipped with the knowledge that he plans to cheat.
Well, no, I mean, we've seen him. Unfortunately, we've seen him cheat before.
He said he's gonna cheat.
It almost worked. It almost worked.
And I believe him.
Yes.
He said he's gonna cheat. So
do you think it's like a joke then, or what?
I don't know.
Because him and Anderson were buddy. Like they
when
look.
it happened, when they got announced, I had no idea. I don't know what it means. I don't know if this is a work wrestling term.
Like pro wrestling? Because Chael loves pro wrestling.
I don't know what this is. I really don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. Well, they're going into the Hall of Fame together in a couple weeks here.
Oh, yeah, they are. You're right.
They're going into the Hall of Fame for their fight at International. Are you going to International Fight Week? Mm-mm. So you don't do anything fighting, just this?
Nothing fighting, just this.
You don't like it, huh?
If I had a reason, but other than that, I'm just too busy with wrestling. My wrestling schedule in June is nuts.
Should we go into National Fight Week and just do one of these live? Have people come to watch?
Can't do. I think I'm doing a camp with Izzy. I don't think I can come to National Fight Week.
That would be awesome. We could like open it up to the crowd, do like a, or sit on the thing.
I would love to, but I just told you I can't.
So you can't. You're out.
I think I'm going. Uncle Tony. I'm going to New York to coach a camp for Uncle Tony. Have you met that guy?
I don't know.
Gold chains, great dude.
Yeah,
kind of wild. Yeah. Okay. And
There's
then
some weird characters in wrestling.
yeah, you gotta love him. So I'm doing that.
You busy?
Well, no, we have the Izzy camp.
Okay, you have to stop because guess what?
What?
When you do that, and people start connecting dates, they know you're not home. They rob you.
They don't know where I live.
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it's all public information.
I got a security system.
But even,
I got cameras.
But even posts, posts, you don't post when you're in a place. You post after.
Nah, Danny, you live in a gated neighborhood. You're paranoid.
Dude, I'm serious. You
Listen,
post after.
we have the rule of law in Wisconsin. You live in California. This place is a shithole. There's people just robbing, stealing. You don't even get thrown in jail for robbing here. You can go rob whatever you want. Just leave. This morning I was buying my bagel. I thought, wow, I'm even paying for this shit. I could just take it and leave, and no one would be mad at me.
That's not true, man.
What do you mean that's not true?
You guys are misrepresenting
Daniel,
California.
can you steal? It's like $800 of stuff. Can you steal $800 of stuff and not get punished in California?
Guys.
You know it's true.